Papa Squat, coming at you. Sorry, that might have been a little bit loud when I yelled that. So, someone recommended the song. I don't remember what the song is called. Maybe it's Crush Groove. Crush Groovin' by the Crush Groove All Stars. So let me see if I can see who that was who recommended it. There's a couple of different songs by some other people here that I have set aside. Da 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 da. I forget where it is. Oh, somebody had recommended it. Maybe it was Ron? It was Ron. Ron Petronella recommended yesterday My Philosophy by KRS-One from 1988 and Crush Groovin' by the Crush Groove All Stars from 1985. So, I decided to do the Crush Groove song because when he mentioned that name, I was like, oh, right, there was a movie called Crush Groove. And I remember this coming out. It was not a movie that probably even came to the theater in my hometown. But I do remember hearing about this movie, and I'm sure I've seen it on TV since then, or at least parts of it. I've never seen the whole thing. Maybe I'll find it online and watch it. I'm sure it's on whatever, Hulu or Netflix or Amazon Prime or something. But anyway, so Crush Groove was a movie from 1985, musical comedy drama distributed by Warner Brothers, and it was, in theory, about sort of the life and kind of the up and coming story of Russell Simmons. And given kind of what we've heard over the years about Russell Simmons and at least if I'm getting this right, some of the business practices there may not have been quite as romanticized as this movie appears to be. Regardless, there's some really good rapping in it, and this particular track features a number of different rappers. There's some interesting things about the movie as well. So it's the first role that Blair Underwood, who's a pretty well-known African American actor. This was his very first role. He went on from there to do a whole bunch of different work over the years. I certainly know who Blair Underwood is. But anyway, the movie featured Run DMC, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Curtis Blow, Rick Rubin, Shaka Khan, Debbie Harry, the Gap Band, LL Cool J, Beastie Boys, New Edition, the Fat Boys, all sorts of people in this. Sheila E. Trying to think if there's anybody else that really stands out here. That seems pretty good. Chris Rock appeared uncredited as a man standing next to a phone during the fight in the club. That's interesting. So anyway, this is 1985. Chris Rock couldn't have been... He had to be 16, something like that. Like, he would have been super young. But this is interesting to me because 1985, rap music had absolutely entered into the mainstream enough that they've now had not one but two different movies at this point, maybe even more if there was another one or two. But yeah, it was definitely a force, right? Like, you don't get a movie or a couple of movies made about you if it's a fad. Well, I say that, and then, look at Saturday Night Fever and things like that. But disco, for some reason, was incredibly popular, and I think they just wanted to capture that lifestyle as it existed in the 70s. Anyway, talking about a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't matter. So this is the Crush Groove All-Stars with the song Crush Groovin'. The Crush Groove All-Stars are not actually a group. It's a bunch of fantastic rappers that were in this movie, and they all perform during this song. So you're going to see the Fat Boys, you're going to see Run DMC, you're going to see a whole bunch of different people. I'm looking forward to this. Surprisingly, despite the fact that there's so many people in here, it's only about a 5-minute song. So this should be kind of interesting. I'm sure it's also taken directly out of the movie. So it's probably just a capture of the film of these guys performing. But let's give it a listen. I'm sure it's going to be good. I wouldn't be surprised if this is. Well, I was going to say if it included a bunch of their well-known songs, but maybe it's not. Maybe this is something specific made for this movie, since it has its own name, and I have not listened to it. So let's just jump in. I did see that it's filmed in the old aspect ratio, so it's going to look very squishy on the screen. It only takes up about, I have to move over, probably from about here to about here on the screen. It's not very much room, but we will see what it sounds like. A little bit of dead air. What a beautiful album cover. So there's the Fat Boys. Run DMC. Oh, I know who they are too, and I can't remember it. Okay, right off the bat, I gotta apologize for the recording because it's really not a good recording. But I definitely wanted to watch the actual scene as opposed to just listening to the track, because I think it's cool to be able to have the visuals from this movie. I like this scene right here because of the guy in the nice suit behind him there. That's pretty funny. Oh yeah, bad sound. It's just a little too distorted. There was Blair Underwood. Okay, so I have to pause here because you see this guy on the left hand side, white guy. He's got a tuxedo on. He's got a cummerbund and a bow tie. This was definitely an '80s fashion thing. So it was like if you were going to go to the prom or something like that, or this guy apparently going out to a club, was very much this like pastel color thing that absolutely grew out of Miami Vice, which was incredibly popular starting about 84-ish, 84, 85, I want to say. So yeah, again, a perfect example of the sorts of fashion that people forget about when they do a dress like the 80s sort of thing. Pastel color, like accents with a tuxedo, absolutely an 80s style. The rapping is great. I don't have anything to say about it. Oh, is this Sheila E? Oh, nice. That was very cool. Sort of he was doing this, but they were scratching on the music, but he matched his rapping to it, and it sounded cool. I think just over to the side of him, it looks like, and I could be wrong because I haven't been able to get a good look at him, but it looks like LL Cool J might also be there, but I could be wrong about that. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, that must be the very end of the movie. So I also want to call your attention to the end credits here and how slow they're going and how few people are listed. You don't see this on movies anymore. Pretty good music, actually. Oh, nice. Yeah, so pretty cool. We don't need to know who that was ripped by. I actually wish the song were longer and featured them, like each of the different groups, performing more. But I get, like, in the movie it was sort of an end cap and just wanted to, like, have everybody there to do a little bit of something. Pretty cool. Not the greatest song ever, but certainly I can see having a ton of nostalgia for this if you either had gone to see these guys, were big fans of them in general, or had gone to see the movie. And yeah, this would be just a lot of fun to watch and listen to. Yeah, great rappers though. Like all three of the groups that performed, four of the groups. I'm surprised to see Sheila E. rapping. She's not somebody I usually think of as a rapper. Certainly, first thing in my head is either singer or even more so drummer. God, she's an incredible drummer. I've talked about that before. But yeah, this was fun. This was really neat. I'm gonna have to check out this movie because I did watch Wild Style a number of months ago, and this is probably also pretty fun to check out. So I'm gonna have to keep this in mind and find it somewhere online. So Ron, thank you very much for recommending this. I do appreciate it ever so much, and I'll be back tomorrow. So people have recommended some things that are more recent, and I will get to those. There was somebody named George, or George Squared. I don't know. It was George. Asked me to react to a song from a Canadian band from like 1982, but it's not rap or hip hop. It's more in the kind of proto early 80s hard rock Scorpions style of music, not as hard as the Scorpions. But I don't think I'm going to end up doing that because it doesn't really fit into what we're doing. I also don't happen to be a big fan of that type of music. Guns N' Roses is probably my least favorite band of all time. Although there's probably others that could give them a run for their money. Just don't care for that music. Um, this was fun. Thanks again, Ron. And if you've got anything you want me to react to, please let me know. If I don't do it, I will hopefully give you a reason for it. And if I do it, you will see it on here. So a lot of the other stuff I've added to the list. A lot of it's more recent, but that doesn't mean anything. It just means it's on the list, and I'll get to it soon. Thanks very much. Pop Squat. Check it out. Thanks very much. Have yourself a good Thursday and an even better Friday and the weekend. Yeah, gonna have some fun this weekend, sitting inside, doing nothing again. Yeah.